87 minutes in, still 3-1 to Man United. It could change, but I thought, well, there's no point in me waiting for the end of the game. I might as well talk about our exit of the FA Cup this year. Trophyless season, I think, is pretty much dead on now. I think the FA Cup was our last hope. I don't think we'll win the Europa League, that's for sure. And, of course, yeah, the Premier League, no chance. So, unfortunately, not a great result. If I get distracted, it's because I'm actually still watching the game. 88 minutes in now. I mean, the score could change. Potentially, I've got the score wrong. It might be 4-1. It might be 3-2. Who knows? But I wanted to just start talking now because everything's fresh in my mind. And I'm obviously very frustrated because I actually don't feel like we deserve to be going out tonight. And I know a lot of United fans will be watching this thinking, what are you talking about? All credit goes to United. Since Solskjaer's come in, they've been superb. What's this? 8 wins, is it? Or 6 wins since he joined in a row? Like, incredible. They look like a completely different team, and it just goes to show Mourinho really was a negative influence on that squad. So I'm not taking anything away from Man United tonight. I think that they have done very well and they've been clinical. But we've literally lost this game based on 2 things. 5 minutes of madness and injuries. Everyone's going to be claiming that Solskjaer is a genius, bringing on Martial and Rashford. Oh yeah, they've changed the game. When Arsenal have lost both Sokratis and Koscielny, and we're playing Granit Xhaka at centre-back, any manager with 2 badges, whatever you need to get qualified as a qualified coach these days, you need what, 2-3 badges or whatever they are, anyone should know that Granit Xhaka at the back, let's put pace on the pitch. We don't have that kind of quality on the bench to bring on Rashford, who would walk into this Arsenal team. Martial, who would walk into this Arsenal team. I mean, we don't have that sort of quality just sitting on the bench. And we cannot afford £17 million on Denis Suarez to bring him here permanently. It's just mind-boggling. But those 5 minutes in the first half where we conceded those 2 goals, oh my God, there's 10 minutes of added time. 10 minutes! Jeez, that's, I think, the first time in a long time I've seen double figures. I mean, it's the Arsenal injuries and that fight that just happened. It wasn't even a fight. It was just egotistical football players thinking they're all it. But, yeah, 10 minutes to be added on. We're actually in here. Oh, okay, never mind. We've got this thing where we like to get to the box and we play around a little bit, you know, little pass here and there. Yeah, little 1-2, 1-2, and then nothing happens. Happens every time. Quite literally happens every time. But I feel like we've actually played well today. It's shocking that we're obviously crashing out like we are. But we've actually dominated the game. Look at the stats. Okay, the stats will tell you everything. I might even put an image on screen right now of the stats. Obviously, it's down to one stat, and that's goals scored. That's where we've been terrible today. We haven't been clinical enough. But we've made chances. We've had the ball. We've dominated the play. But we haven't had an end product, which is, of course, extremely frustrating. Really, really frustrating. Petr Cech. I mean, bless the football gods that he's retiring at the end of this season. I love the guy. He's a true professional. Chelsea legend. Not quite an Arsenal legend. I wouldn't say he's an Arsenal legend by any case. But he's been a true servant and a professional for the club. But my God, I'm so pleased he's retiring. All 3 goals tonight. Questionable, maybe the first goal. It's really difficult, but I feel like on all 3 goals that Man United scored today, he could have done so much better. The first goal, which was Alexis Sanchez, I mean, I just need to hide for a second. Alexis Sanchez scored tonight, of course, he had to. I feel like had Leno been in goal, I think he would have got to the ball faster. I think Alexis wouldn't have been able to go around Leno. I just feel like because he's younger, he's more athletic, and actually I'd argue he may not have as much experience, but he seems more intelligent in that way. Maybe I'm talking out of my backside, but Leno seems to make those decisions a lot quicker. Maybe it is an age thing. I don't know. Maybe Cech is just a little bit more careful because of his age, because of the injuries he's had to his head. He doesn't want to get too close to players, it seems. Leno would have rushed in there and stopped that from happening, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, Leno stops that first goal. I really think so anyway. Oh, Rashford almost scored there. The second goal, it's a difficult one. Again, I feel like Lingard's done very well. First touch, sets himself up, actually bounces the ball up a little bit so he can get a bit more power on this. Well, but he passed it into the bottom right corner. And again, you watch the replay, you think, could Cech have done better there? Yes. I think, again, if Leno's in goal, I think he gets to that. I think Cech has been known, especially over the last few seasons, to be incredibly slow going down to his right and his left-hand side. Just very, very lethargic and slow. Leno saves it. I honestly think that he would have had a chance to get to it, more so than Petr Cech. So, again, those 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes, I think you got Leno in goal, you don't concede them. That's, again, just my opinion. I feel like Leno is a much better goalkeeper than Cech, but I get that we need to rotate goalkeepers. I do get it, but it's obviously frustrating that it has to be Petr Cech. I think even Emi Martinez may have had a better go at that. But the third goal, and a lot of people will argue with me saying that Pogba's shot was fizzing, it was bouncing, it was moving. Petr Cech couldn't do much. He's quite literally parried it in front of Martial to slot it home. Anywhere else, and we're not conceding there, tip it past the post. You saying De Gea would have done that? No. Any other goalkeeper in the top 5 clubs would have done better there. Maybe even any other goalkeeper in the league. It just feels like, yes, maybe I'm using him as a scapegoat a little bit here because I actually feel like the rest of the team have done quite well. Maybe Cech is just the weak spot in this team tonight. I just feel like all 3 goals, and there could be more, all 3 goals that I've seen so far could have been avoided had we had maybe Leno in goal. It's a difficult one. It's always easy to say, oh, he should have saved that, he should have done this. The ball's coming at you so quick, it's very difficult. But the Pogba shot really isn't that much. It's not that much to deal with, if you ask me. For a professional goalkeeper to just tip that around the post or catch it or do something other than assist Martial, quite literally giving him the assist. Aubameyang got our goal today, a tap in. Nothing special there, really. We've had so many chances to maybe have a shot, but instead we go for those intricate passes. We've brought Ozil on. He hasn't really got into the game enough. He's been putting a few passes into the box where someone receives it. Most of the time it's Kolasinac, or it was... Actually, I think we had a lot of Guendouzi kind of in that area as well. And they get the ball and they stop and they kind of like freeze. They're almost confused as to what to do next. There was no killer pass. There was no instinct there to just put the ball into a player that's got a chance to actually shoot. Now Kolasinac, big fan of him. Okay, I love Kolasinac. I love how good he is going forward. I don't really approve of his defensive issues. I think he needs to work on that. But very, very annoying every single time he gets the ball on the edge of the box that he's looking to pass the ball. And it's okay when it works, of course. When anything works and it's successful, you're going to praise it, right? But what we don't seem to talk about is his lacking of confidence in the shooting department. We saw when he first came to Arsenal, he was able to score from those positions. He was hitting the ball so hard across the keeper. It was like an arrow into the corner. Not many goalkeepers stop that. He just doesn't do it anymore. There's so many times, not just today, but in general this season, where Kolasinac is in a great position to shoot. Even if you just get it on target and the keeper spills it, we get a corner out of it, or maybe, like what happened with Cech, the keeper spills it and we've got someone there to tap it in. Aubameyang, Lacazette. Kolasinac needs to be more selfish. It gets annoying. It really does when he's in that position and he can quite clearly get a shot on target and he just squares it. And 8 times out of 10, I would say, his pass doesn't find anyone, which is obviously not a great conversion rate, is it? But I love the guy. I love the fact that he gets in those positions. He's definitely more of a winger than he is a wing back. That's for certain, for me anyway. But when we're playing in this 4 at the back formation, he slots in at left back, and it does leave us a little bit exposed at the back. And we were exposed twice by Lukaku, by the way, who had a very good game. Honestly, Lukaku, I know he gets a lot of stick from the United fans. I know his first touch can be woeful. I know his okay, I think we just handballed it in the box there, Lacazette. For a second, I thought maybe we could get a cheeky second goal in. But Lukaku gets a lot of stick, and I get that he hasn't scored today, but sometimes as strikers will always say they always want to score the goals, but if they can get an assist, impact the game somehow other than scoring, then that's not a bad thing. So I think Lukaku deserves a lot of credit for the 2 goals he set up in the first half. Lingard's finish was really good, and I think maybe I was being a bit harsh on Cech there. Maybe Leno wouldn't have got to that, but certainly Alexis Sanchez with his finish, which I could have predicted that Sanchez was going to score today. It was, if anyone was going to score, it was Sanchez, right? I mean, who else would it have been? His goal was a very good finish, but I just feel like the way that he got to the ball so easily, it felt like he didn't even really have to strain, or you didn't really have to go for it, sprint at his top speed to get to the ball when he should be. He should be under pressure instantly. As soon as that ball comes in, Leno would have been off his line and getting to that, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe I am being harsh. But yeah, it looks like that's going to be it. I mean, we've got half a minute left. It's a real shame that we're going out, and I mentioned at the start of this video, it feels like this was our only chance of a trophy this season. The Europa League just isn't going to be ours. The Premier League is far out of sight already. I feel like if we were going to win something this year, it was one of the domestic cups, and this is our last chance, and we are going out, and it doesn't feel good. It really doesn't. So what happens for Manchester United this season? I think this isn't just a win for them in the FA Cup against Arsenal. This is a mental thing as well. They've beaten Arsenal, who of course they're level on points with in the league. So it's a big thing mentally for them as well. They will probably finish above Arsenal in the league. It's probably going to happen. And I think Solskjaer has not only come in and changed the mentality of the squad, but he's also just made them more of an attacking force. They actually look scary on the break, which is something they lost, I think, under Mourinho. It wasn't... Going up against Manchester United was more of a, they're going to put 10 men behind the ball, they're going to be really difficult to break down, and they'll win 1-0, Against Solskjaer, I think what you're seeing is a much more excitable team. They're happy to be in possession, and they will get down and counter all day long. That's just the new Manchester United under Solskjaer. But there we go, that is full time, 3-1. I don't have to change the graphics on the video. Martial grabbing that last kind of last 5 minutes winner that made the game GG. Simple as that. So Arsenal go out of the FA Cup. Hopefully we can do better now that we've got less fixtures in the league. And of course in the Europa League we can really focus on that. We need to win the Europa League if we've got any chance of saving this season, because I think top 4 is looking more and more unlikely. But thank you for watching, guys. Unfortunately, it's not a good result, but it is what it is, and I will see you guys in the next review.